My name's Adam, and I'm here to tell you not to get solar panels if your goal is saving money. The figures being thrown around, the savings being talked about are just simply misleading. So join me as I dive into an example and show you why. The adverts for solar panels are everywhere, but this one caught my eye the other day. This gentleman is saying that he has spent just £4.41 on his electricity in April. It seems genuine. He shows graphs and figures from his British Gas app and reveals that he got solar panels installed. And then he shows a shot of his solar management app. But here's where the issues start. On the 27th of April, we can see that he's used 162 kilowatt hours of what he's generated by his solar panels. He states that he's running at 83% self-sufficient, so we know that with a bit of maths, he's actually used about 195.6 kilowatt hours in those 27 days. If we divide it by 27, we get to a daily usage of 7.24 kilowatt hours. If you have a smart meter and can see what you have used, go and take a look and see how that compares. I know that as a family of 4, we are pretty efficient. We only use LED lights, we don't have a tumble dryer, and our usage is still 10 kilowatt hours per day. So this chap's usage is low. Maybe he doesn't have children, maybe he doesn't work from home, I'm not sure. However, what I'm really confident of is that he was actually away for the first 4 or 5 days of April, because look at his usage. It's completely flat and it's lower than the rest of the month. Up until the 5th and then the 6th, which shows a big spike of usage, which suggests he's got home and he's doing all his laundry. I personally find this really misleading. Add to this the fact the Met Office have declared the April just gone as the sunniest one on record in the UK. He also points out that he exports electricity back to the grid, and so we can factor that in to figure out how much he's going to be getting back from that. So 148.5 kilowatt hours of electricity at an average of about 15p a unit gives him a price back from the grid of £22.27. If we add what he saves to what he gets paid back from the grid, we get to a pretty good monthly figure of £70, just over. However, we need to consider he's had to buy these solar panels. He shows a picture of his roof. We can count 8 panels. If you Google an 8-panel, 3 kilowatt solar install, you get an average price of about £5,000. So to pay for that £5,000 with his savings, it's going to take 5 years, 11 months to see a return on that investment. However, we need to remember he's basing these figures, and we're basing these figures, using the sunniest April on record. He's been away for 15% of the days, and he's a low electricity user. So I suspect that break even is going to be over 7 years. So I wanted to do something different. I wanted to save money and I wanted to be greener. But when this guy is exporting his solar electricity to the grid, so is everyone else. And what happens is, through supply and demand, the price of electricity actually comes down. In fact, it can get so low that they will actually pay you to take the electricity off the grid to ease it. I devised a simple system that when the electricity price drops, I use it to heat my water in my hot water cylinder rather than running my gas boiler and dealing with all the inefficiencies there. And I also have an app that tells me exactly when to use my appliances to make sure I'm using the very cheapest electricity and sometimes even getting paid to do my laundry. So if we look at what this has done for me, this is looking at my usage in the month of April for the last 4 years. The first 2, I wasn't doing anything. I was just using normally as I always used to. But for the last 2 years, I have been using this system and it has saved me a huge amount of money. I'm going to call out that I was away for a week in April just gone, but I've adjusted my figures to take that into account. It probably starts to make some sense now why I had those 1 or 2 days where my electrical usage was way higher than the others. It doesn't mean my costs were, but my usage was really high. But what this has done is it's saved me around £87 a month since I've been using it. And I've been doing it for about 13 months now. So I've had a chance to realise it's not just a fluke. The best bit is that it only cost me about £60 in parts and some of my time to build this solution and start saving this money. So I actually started saving after 1 month of having it in place. If we take into consideration the fact that I got £50 in credit from Octopus for switching to them to make use of their agile tariff, it's actually been saving me money since the very moment I put it in. So that's 12 months at £87 means I've saved probably over £1,000 on my energy bills since. Now, this isn't me saying that solar panels are a bad idea. I think they're a great idea. I think all green energy is a great idea. I just think we need to have a bit more focus on how we use it and make the most of it when it's there. And you can see what I've managed to achieve by doing just that. If you'd like to learn more, if you'd like to take a look at what I'm building as a product and a solution to help other people do exactly the same, please visit the website, please follow along and learn more.